Yo, what's good guys, it's Ty Sunley. Today we're back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some Reddit confessions that made me cringe. But yeah, I think we should get straight into it. But before we do, make sure to like, subscribe, follow the Twitch, follow the TikTok, follow the IG, let's go. Okay guys, so if you guys don't know how this works, obviously this is the first official Reddit video on the channel. I do plan to do some more of these, like maybe every couple weeks or something. I might throw you guys a Reddit video, but today, first Reddit video, this is going to be Reddit confessions / embarrassing confessions. Basically, if you guys don't know how this works, we got the community on Reddit r/confession, where people basically just leave their confessions and confess to things that they feel guilty about, and yeah, they leave it in here for all types of people to see, and I am one of those all types of people. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at like maybe 3 or 4 of these, reading them and kind of just giving our thoughts on what people are confessing to in here, to see if it's crazy as hell, to see if they make me cringe from how embarrassing they are, or just to see if they're kind of like strange and out of the ordinary. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna be looking at like 3 or 4 of these. I don't have any planned ones. We're just gonna be looking at random ones. I don't want to read this first one because of this word right here, but we're gonna be looking at some other ones. So let's just scroll down and see what we can find, see what looks interesting. I once ate my no, not that one. We're not gonna do that one for those of you guys who might get triggered by something like that. I lied to my barber for years and we never talked ever again. This seems like a nice one. The first two, I don't know what the fuck they were on. But let's read this one right here. I lied to my barber for years and we never talked ever again. I'm French and I've been living in a big city in France for a few years. Oui. I hope. Alright, let's just keep going. Going to my barber almost every month. I always hated small talks and talking about random stuff. Since childhood, I was always introverted and just come in the shop and wanted my haircut done. The first time I came to that barber, I didn't think I would come back again, so I pretended to not speak French and only be able to speak English to avoid all the small talk. A few years later, he still thinks I'm an American lost in France. He doesn't speak a single word of English. The only few times we interacted, I used Google Translate on my phone. It felt nice not having to talk, but I was always scared he would discover it somehow. I'm now moving countries and he will probably never know about this. Sorry, Mr. Barber, but thanks a lot for the nice haircuts. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Don't even blame you. Like, when I was in, like, elementary school and stuff, and they would do the, like, oh, if you have 2 siblings, you can leave for dismissal. Or, if you have red shoes on, you can leave for dismissal. If you have a pet, you can leave for dismissal. I used to always lie about that shit. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sitting here and waiting for this shit. So they'd be like, if you have 2 siblings, you can leave for dismissal. I only had one sibling at the time, right? But I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm lying my ass off. And I got up and I walked out as if I had 2 siblings, and I did not. Sorry to any of my teachers I lied to, but I actually do not give a fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay? I did something inappropriate as a kid and struggle to deal with the guilt. Alright, well, let's look at this one. I hope it's not anything too crazy for the sake of this video. When I was 14, I was play fighting with my sister, who was 11, and eventually we both pushed away and were sitting with our legs extended toward each other. Whoa. Yeah, no. What the fuck, dude? What are these confessions on today, bro? What kind of community is this? I'm lying in order for someone to take my room in my current house. Let's do this one instead. I'm not reading that shit. I am currently living in a co-housing situation. It's a pretty big house in the city. The house is 2 stories high, has a big terrace, and quite spacious, so we share it between 4 people. Not that many people, I'd say. A couple of weeks ago, a housemate got a big mental breakdown and started to trash the place. I mean, he caught the full trash bags, ripped them open, and started to shake them like a flag. He also has started to not clean after using the kitchen or bathroom, and you can imagine how bad it smells and looks. Honestly, I feel like the worst thing about sharing a house with other people, the worst people to have living with you if you have roommates or whatever, is a motherfucker who doesn't clean up after themselves. Like, they don't take out the trash, they don't wipe up the bathroom when they're done using it if for some reason they get piss everywhere or something, they don't clean up the kitchen after they're done using it. Like, those are honestly the worst types of people that you could possibly live with. So already, before we go any further into this confession, I am very sorry you had to live with someone like that, because those types of people honestly suck. Respectfully, by the way. Finally, he screams in his room while singing and talks to himself loudly. That is also a bad type of person to have living with you if you have roommates. An annoying ass motherfucker. Other roommate doesn't give a fuck and continues living without cleaning that mess, except the bathrooms, and he also doesn't really clean after himself in the kitchen. Damn, so you got two, like that's double trouble right there. The other one is never home and doesn't make the place dirty, so I'm fine with him. Oh, okay. The first floor bathroom light doesn't work and a pipe broke above it, so every time we put a washing machine or someone showers upstairs, it starts dribbling water from the light bulb. Think you may use the washing machine. The oven hasn't been cleaned in years, even before I moved. That's disgusting. I tried, but it just smells like dead rat, unalive rat, and I don't really use it. Also this morning, I discovered that it doesn't even work anymore along with the microwave. Damn. There's mold starting to appear on some places in the bathroom and living room. Anyways, in order for me to leave without a fine, 2-month rent, I need to find a replacement for my room, so I advertised the room and I'm taking visits. Oh, so you don't even know these people. Like, it'd be one thing if they're your friends and you could talk to them about it. Like, if you had roommates that were your friends, you were moving in with your friends, you could be like, listen, dog, I'm going to be honest with you. You do not clean up after yourself. I'm going to need you to start doing that because this is our house. This is our space. You would have no problem being honest with your friend. These are random people. You're renting out a room. Why are you renting a room with random ass people that you do not know? Whatever. Advertise the room and I'm taking visits. I cleaned the house perfectly, hid the mold stains with different objects, and took visits. If I clean on Monday for that day visits, on Thursday the house is already a mess, so I have to clean it in the morning too for it to be presentable again. I also lie and tell the other housemates that the other housemates are okay and don't give much trouble except some misplaced objects or noise. So you lied about them too. You're like, yeah, they just sometimes they might leave an object or two laying around, but that's pretty much it. Man, whatever. I have many requests and 3 already gave me a yes. I feel guilty, but this house is about to be a liability and the landlord is going to take all our deposits out, among other difficulties that will happen in October when the original contract ends. In a particular case, I felt so bad that I had to tell the truth and to run away from here to a very young student that loved the place and really wanted to take it. I mean, in certain predicaments, like the predicament in the situation that you're in, honestly cannot blame you that you're already renting a room. Like, it'd be one thing if you were living with your friends or renting a house with your friends and you could be honest with them about how they're acting, but these are random ass people that you don't even really know for real, that you don't really feel comfortable going up to them and be like, hey, like, you're lazy as hell, can you get up and like clean up after yourself? It'd be one thing if it's your homeboy. Like, I'd gladly walk up to my homeboy and be like, dude, clean up the kitchen, or dude, clean your piss stains off the toilet, please learn how to aim in the toilet better. But these are random ass people, so I honestly feel bad for you, but at the same time, you did rent a room on whatever you rented it on, so I honestly kind of hold you at fault for this too. I guess you kind of dug your own grave here, but I don't know. Maybe you don't have the finances for like an actual house and you had to rent a room. I don't really know, but praying that works out for you because that was a couple hours ago if I'm not mistaken. Next confession. I only work 2 to 3 hours per week at my full-time job. Why? Okay, maybe, well, we got somebody avoiding work here. Let's see what they got going on. I've been in marketing for almost 12 years now, and I simply don't care to put any effort in anymore. So get a different job. I have been at the same company for about 3 years now, and okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably deeper than that. I said just get a job. It's probably deeper than that. I just had to say that. I've been at the same company for about 3 years now, and they pay me okay money. I could always use more money, but I constantly contemplate even if it's even worth it to leave because of how easy my job is right now. Okay, so yeah, like I said, it probably is deeper than that, you know? Job's easy. They pay you at least a decent paycheck, so that's honestly something that sounds like a job that's hard to just leave because you might not find a job like that ever again. I work quote unquote full time and make about 75 bands, basically doing nothing and working probably a total of 3 hours out of the 40 hours in a week. Damn. I scheduled some social media posts, recycle email marketing campaigns that we've used for the past few years, reply to a couple of emails a week, use AI to come up with new strategies, and basically scroll on Reddit, hey, we're on Reddit right now, / my phone for several hours a day. Can't blame you, but come on, like, this is your job here. Like, if you have a job, I feel like you have to put in the effort. You're only working 2 to 3 hours of the week. The rest, you're just doing jack shit. and getting paid a nice paycheck, and they think you're doing something. You're just scrolling on Reddit all day. Alright, I guess. My boss is incredibly hands-off, and I am able to hit my KPIs by doing the absolute bare minimum. I get a very generous PTO policy, and I probably take 2+ hour lunches per day where I just run errands that I need to get done for my personal life, which is quite honestly my priority. So not only are you not doing jack shit at work all day, but you're like leaving mid-shift to go run errands, like you're taking extra lunch breaks every day. You're just leaving mid-shift like it's your break time or something when it's really not, so you can go run your personal errands. Like, hey bro, I gotta go right now, like I gotta go to Walmart. Like your coworker's looking at you like it's not your break, it's not your lunch yet, and you just don't care. I mean, I guess the personal errands are priority, but still, this is your job we're talking about. I do not care to climb the hashtag corporate ladder anymore. All I want is to be able to live comfortably while working the least amount possible. Having been in the industry for almost 10 years, I should probably be making significantly more money, but I don't want to leave for another job because I fear that a new job will require me to actually work. Yeah, that's kind of how jobs fucking work, dude. You have to actually do something. I have a performance review every year, and this past year was probably the least that I've ever worked, and I still got outstanding performance. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't spell. I don't care. You guys hear it first here. Ty suddenly doesn't know how to read. Ty suddenly doesn't know how to pronounce. I'm sorry, we're just going to skip that word. Across the board from my team and my boss. To me, working is not a priority in life at all. As long as I can pay my bills and live my life comfortably and be able to do the things that I like to do, I don't care what my job is and don't really care what they pay me as long as I can survive. I mean, some people think like that, and honestly, I don't even blame you. A lot of people don't care what they have to do like on a daily. They just want peace. They just want to be able to like have everything under control. To be honest, I now view work as a complete and utter distraction to my actual life. Well, I mean, there are other job options, but it'd be harder for you to get them. It'd be hard to just start, and, you know, especially like what you said, being in this industry for 10+ years, it's kind of hard to just quit that, even if you like want to do something else. It is very inconvenient that I have to go and sit in an office 5 days a week for 40 hours, and I honestly do not know or understand how people actually work for 40 hours a week, get anything they need to get done in their life done at the same time. There simply is not enough time in the day or in the week to do any of my personal things like grocery shopping, spending time with my partner, and you are in a relationship. Yeah, this job honestly just seems like a big inconvenience to your life. Like, you got other shit going on and you don't even do anything while you're at work. You might as well just choose a different career path that's like an easier one, that you get the same amount of money but you're actually like doing something, but it's not like hard to do, if that makes sense. Like, you need a job that like you're still putting in the work, like you're not just sitting around for hours, but you're still getting a good paycheck and still have time to do the things that you want to do. So seems like you might have to work from home, get like an at-home job if you can. I mean, I don't know. Scheduling and going to appointments, working out, and hanging out with friends. Yeah, seems like you got a lot on your table for an office job that you have to go to 5 days a week. If I was not able to get a bulk of personal things done during the workday, my entire life after work would be me just doing things that I have to do rather than spending that time doing things that I want to do and enjoy. Honestly, yeah, like I said, I'm obviously not a good employer because I don't employ people, but if Salt Caterpillar 712, if you're watching this video, let me think of a job that you might need. You need something where you can like work from home or just not be on the clock all the time so you can have time to do other things within your life. Something a little bit easier so you're not like putting in a bunch of hard work so you're not tired after work, but something that you're not putting in a bunch of work, but also something where it's easy, but it keeps you occupied and it keeps you in that like grind headspace, and also something that doesn't take up, I think I already said this, doesn't take up your time a lot, like for instance, working from home. So, yeah, if you can find a job like that, I'd say you're in luck, if I'm being completely honest with you. But yes, guys, I think that concludes the Reddit video right here. We had a couple of them. Obviously, some of them we didn't end up reading, or we ended up skipping them because, you know, they were just fucking-sane. I don't know what I was expecting going into this video and going on to r/confession, but I was not expecting some of the ones that we already looked at. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, let me know in the comments, and I'll do another Reddit video very soon. Maybe not in a couple of weeks. Maybe I'll do Reddit videos more often if you guys want. I did a poll the other day actually in the community post tab, which follow the community post tab for updates if you don't already. And in that community post tab, I said, what videos do you guys want to see? And most of you guys picked Reddit videos, so hey, that's the Reddit video here. Again, if you guys want more, let me know in the comments, and I can definitely deliver that for y'all. But yeah, I think that's the video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, make sure to like, subscribe, follow the Twitch, follow the TikTok, follow the IG. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.